I will say this: when you guys came back, I think it was 2016 to SmackDown. You guys came back. I was like stoked. I thought you guys looked great. I thought you moved great. I mean, I don't know, Chaz. Like, how did that come about, and why didn't we get to see more Headbangers after you guys, finally did come back to WWE?
Well, how it originally came was I actually got a text from Road Dogg that said, "Are you guys available to do SmackDown Tuesday?" And I went, "Yeah, that's funny. Who's this? Like, why are you ribbing me?" And then immediately after I sent that back, he called me, and they actually wanted us the week before, but they were up in, I don't know, Boston or whatever it is where that casino is, and you had to have blood work done, physical, the whole 9 yards. So we wouldn't have had time to get all that done. So Brian said to me, he said, "I don't know if we're going to be able to hold off this angle for another week. So I'll call you next weekend." And I was like, "Hey," at that point, it'd been 15, 16 years since I've heard from anybody. And one of the things I always wanted to do was, my son at that time was 12. But one of the things I always wanted to do was, he's seen us do so many indie shows that he's bored and he falls asleep during our matches. It's amazing. But one of the things I always wanted was for him to see me in an actual WWE ring. Yeah. So they do a lot of house shows around here. Couldn't get on it. And when I saw Brian a couple times, Brian knew about it. So I said to him, "Hey," I go, "appreciate the thought, no big deal." But anyway, ends up calling the next weekend and flew us into Dallas, and we did it. I mean, it was amazing to be back there. It was amazing to see everybody. It was an awesome feeling. And my son got to see me not only in the WWE ring, but live on TV, which for me made it even better.
That's amazing.
And just before everybody gives Chaz shit about dabbing on TV, that was strictly done for his son.
Okay, got it. Wonderful.
There was so many comments about, "Oh my God, look, the Headbangers up there dabbing and doing the dab and everything else." But there was meaning behind that. So everybody that gave him shit about it, up your fucking ass.
Wow, I love Thrasher. This is my favorite version of Thrasher. I wish I'd heard.
Someone's panties are in a bunch today.
This is great.
It was also cool for me because we went to Dallas and everything else, and we got in the ring with Slater and Rhino and everything else, and we waited 16 years, and then what do? We leave them in the ring bloody a mess. And then we're like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, it took us 16 years to come back. We're never coming back again." So then it was almost like less than a month, I think. And we got a call back for the tournament for the Survivor Series stuff and everything else. And that one was in New Jersey, where we're from.
Yeah.
So it was really cool for me that time. My oldest kids actually got to come to the arena and see it live. Now my oldest daughter is 27. So, she remembers Daddy when he wrestled, and Daddy had a different job and everything else, but she doesn't really remember going. She was actually with me when we won the tag belts in Louisville. So it was neat. And then my other one, who is 23, she doesn't remember, like, when she would go backstage, she would wrap her arms and stuff around Steve Austin's leg and thinks that was Daddy because all bald guys look the same. So it was neat for me to go back to Jersey and have my oldest kids come and actually say, "Hey, this is why my dad was taken away from me when I was growing up." So, yeah.
Well, and I don't know what happened. So I was talking to Big Con earlier at Ryan, and he said that when you guys were there.
Did you say Big Con?
Yeah, that's what he told me. I was like, "Do I call you Connor, Big Connor?" He's like, "Big Con, that sounds cool. That's what you call." So.
Oh shit.
Sorry, I didn't know that me trying to do my job and call people what they want to be called was so hilarious.
No, I just think the name, him calling himself Big Con, is fucking hysterical. I can't wait to make fun of him about that.
Okay, well, there you go.
So for now on, during the interview, when you address me as Big Dick Hurts.
Okay, Big Dick Hurts.
Thank you.
Chaz and Big Dick Hurts. So
proceed with the interview.
so Big Con and I were talking, right? And he said that you guys, he went to WWE Creative and pitched like a stable where he wanted to have the Ascension and the Headbangers like working together. Does this resonate with you? Do you know that he did this? Do you recall this at all?
He did mention.
I'm not in a creative role with WWE. I don't know.
Okay.
It was funny because there was a time I think that we actually saw him after we left and stuff like that, and after they left. And I do believe he told us that he pitched the idea and stuff like that, but that's all I heard. And then he turns his back on us and does the whole stupid Santa Claus thing.
Yeah, well, he's a jerk. He's a big con,
Yeah, he's a big cock. That's what he is a big cock.
Big cunt.
Another singer from
See,
Big
that's
Picture.
better.
I love this Thrasher. Where were these promos? Right? There's not enough bleeps in the world, I guess.